A land far away. Soon you will
And
reckon here, but for
moving
now
on
you
to
live in a
interguild
kingdom.
relations on a more
Means to me,
global or world
something is
versus
poisoning
world
it.
scale, we actually do here at White Ages have a presence in our current world versus world alliance. I believe it's called the Alliance War Council. You are not required to play world versus world if you don't want to, because we understand that it's a major PvP thing. But I think that it would be a smart idea to put somebody who might want to play World versus World in charge of a team there who can actually represent us because they're going to be doing World versus World a lot more often. And that the whole thing there is that it actually is more of a role play World versus World. It's procedural in certain ways, but it's actually going to bring a lot of flavor, I think, into White Aegis in terms of the way we interact with other guilds.
Yeah, but again, it's something that's done on a volunteer basis. Just remember that if you do world versus world, especially if you do it IC, you still represent the guild. Even OC, you represent the guild, just in a different way. So if you have interest, please go ahead. I can assure you I've actually done it during the beta. It's a very fun thing to do. So I do suggest that you, before you say you don't want to do it, give it a try. And it could be something that we can do as an RP plot every now and then as well. So the only thing I want to make important is if you decide to invest yourself as a PvP member, PvP IC member, that you do keep to the commitments you will make.
Because it is very important to know that in the Alliance War Council, there is a spot there for people that are going to be leading each of the independent guilds within that alliance into said battle. So you're gonna have a pretty large responsibility, especially if you're gonna be there 9 times out of 10 in your gameplay if you expect to be PvP.
And if you want to be just a casual member, there's a lot of need for that too. The War Council has a lot of different roles for those who are more regular and those who just want to do it once in a while. So that's also something that's very welcome for. So for those of you who just want to be there every now and then, there's definitely things for you to do, and they can explain it how it functions and give you smaller roles that are actually just as important, because without them the mechanics will completely kind of crumble.
Alright, so let's move on to a couple of in-character issues or topics here. Something about militia and intel, but specifically skill development, which you mentioned a little earlier on there, Terradrim. The head of militia is responsible for going in, making sure people have some combat, RP under their belt. But in character-wise, is there anything you want to touch in terms of a person increasing skills?
Yeah, definitely. In the same way, a crafter can't call himself a master smith if he doesn't have any proper recipe. I don't think, and there might be varying opinions on that, and definitely open for criticism on this, but I don't think it is fair for someone to call himself a master swordsman or someone who is very highly skilled if all they do is tavern RP. So it's important to keep your skills up if you actually want your character to be very talented on the field. For that reason, I believe it's important to have us some training grounds. So on the fields, it's something that we'll have to identify ICly. Let's say we can say outside the garrison, for example, we have a lot of centaur activities, so to keep training, we can go and enroll our soldiers, our patrols, and our guards every now and then, and take a bunch of people, a bunch of guild members, and go and do some RPVE there every week. So it's a way to say, okay, we're training our members ICly, and in another way, it's also going to help OC team building, because we're actually going to do some party field work. So we're going to do some role play On the field, it's probably not going to be a lot of talking because, as you've seen in the world of Guild Wars 2, things are moving very fast. So you don't have a lot of chance for making some comments here and there, but it's the perfect opportunity to do some RPVE and realize, okay, this member has fallen 5 times. So probably you can say, well, your skills are kind of going down, you need more practice, so bring that person there more often. Or turning that other person, let's say, I'll take a shot in the dark here, Rylus, because our scouts also and our spies also have to do the same level of training in some points. Fallen down, you can make afterwards a story and make it funny or something like that. So that's a good opportunity to do some training and keep a presence on the field, and a way to keep also practicing field RP skills.
And just as well, to add on to the whole skill development thing, specifically where you were talking, Terradrum, about how you can't call yourself a master archer or a master swordsman or tactician without actually, I guess, proving yourself or getting to that point in game. I don't know how many people have seen Firefly, but there's this one character on Firefly that talks about how reputation is something that, sure, you earn, however, it's all talk. It's nothing solid, nothing fact. However, when you actually do something and show that you have that skill and show that you actually put the time into it and are a master archer, for instance, or a master tactician, then it is fact. So anything that you guys are writing in your character sheets, it's going to be important to understand that even if it was part of your history that you were, for instance, like a prince or heading a certain thing, it is still just reputation or hearsay until you actually show that you have that know-how and have that skill.